Hey, everybody. It's Sunday, so that means it's time for FMTV Weekly. We won, so we are going to talk a lot about that tonight, talk about that, and we're also going to talk about Atlanta. But as always, I am contractually obligated to do this show with Uncle Ed. So let's say hi to Ed.
It's the least you can do, Peter.
The very least.
No, how's it going, guys? We're excited because we finally got a win, Peter. This is awesome. I mean, after losing 5 times, this is so refreshing, Peter.
Yeah, it is. It is. So tonight we'll be talking a lot about that. It should be fun. And we also are going to bring in just a couple of minutes, we're going to bring in our friend from Atlanta and our Atlanta representative. We're going to talk to Anu throughout the show. He watched a little bit of the Miami game, so he's going to give his perspective on that. And then we're going to start talking and focusing more on Wednesday night's game, with the Atlanta matchup. So,
Peter, I got to mention something.
Yeah.
Man, that little mini Peter.
Yeah. How do you like that?
And every time I talk, is he going to be appearing the whole time? Is he right? Am I pointing in the right place? Is that him right there?
Yeah, the other side, but
okay, that guy.
I know. I thought you might need a little friend, a little, So I'm right, like almost on your shoulder, just kind of helping you along.
You're right there. I'd like to punch you, but I can't.
Well, I mean, I could go away if you want.
Well, it's all good, man. We got a mini Peter there. People could see you, so it'll be kind of fun.
Yep. And there's a new that we'll be talking to in just a minute because I clicked on the wrong thing. But
that happens.
Yeah, it does. And we're messing around with other things. Ed, we have to first talk about our 2 sponsors. And I got some good news about one of our sponsors. And I'm going to read it to make sure I get it correct because, I get things wrong a lot.
Of course, especially pronunciations and, your syntax, your everything.
Keep going, why don't you? Just keep going.
You're just wrong.
All right.
What do you have, Peter?
All right, let's start off by saying a big thank you to our first sponsor, Caneswear. Go to Caneswear. The store is located in Davie. Great selection. So much of the store is discounted, but I'm going to get into even more of a discount in just a second. Or go to caneswear.com. But this just in, I was just sent a message. So we just announced some great news. Followers of Futbol Miami TV will get an extra bonus special. The Inter Miami jersey sale is going on, so that's until tomorrow night. You can get the authentic away jersey for $50 off the price. So that's good news, right?
Yeah,
and the extra special news that people that only are really watching this show will know about is that they're also going to do a price match. So Caneswear Inter Miami price match guarantee is now available. If you find lower price on an identical item at a local or online retail competitor, including shipping and delivery fees, just show them the competitor's current ad and they will match the price at the time of sale or refund the difference within 3 days of your Caneswear purchase.
Wow.
That's great.
Wow, they're just going out of their way to make sure they make that extra sale.
Yeah, no, that's great news. So they've reduced the price of the away jersey. It's $50 off. And then also if you for whatever reason, if you find it cheaper somewhere else, they will price match. And so I would encourage you to use that and support a local store. Instead of going to some big box store, go to the local one and support our local buddies.
Yeah, it's the least you guys could do.
It's the least you could do. And then let's say a big thank you to Vargas Law Group. Federico Vargas is your guy to go to if you have any questions about immigration. A lot of us in South Florida have been through some sort of immigration situation, and everybody that's watching, you get a free consultation with Federico. You're not going to talk to his assistant or anything like that. You're going to go directly to Federico. Numbers on the screen, or go to vargaslaw.com. Thank you to both of them.
Nice.
Ed, why don't you go that extra step and welcome everybody in that's on the chat, and then we're going to get talking to our friend Anu.
Well, I'll tell you, Peter, I got on earlier, and there were people on there, but for some reason they're not showing up, the first people that were on there. But we've got Jose305 who's in the chat room right now. We got Jazz Fusion, our good friend Jazz Fusion. Daniel Rodriguez is also here. Some guy, Anu Wiseman. Do you know who that guy is?
Yeah. I'm familiar with him.
Some guy, yeah. I think he's from Atlanta or something. Alex Z is also here. Federico Vargas also in the house. Kevin Gonzalez, our good friend. So I'm in LA. I just pressed the wrong button. We got Judge Dread the Law. Jason Veese is here. Mighty Justin is also here. Kingswear, of course. Kingswear is here with us. Diego Garcia, One World, One Goal, who's the one that's giving away the shirt that we're going to talk about a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody actually won it, Peter, so
all right,
we're going to announce who the winner is a little bit later on. And we've got Ricky Ricardo is also on board. And Eric Thomas, our good friend, is on here. Moped Thief, who incidentally says deport Ed. Did you see that?
Yeah. Deport Ed back to Poland.
Ed back to Poland.
You ever been to Poland, Ed?
No, that's what's kind of weird, man.
Sounds like you might get familiar with it soon.
Yeah, I'm going to get deported there, so it's going to be like, we got Jet Pancake also on board. We got Dan the Destroyer, who's also here. And I think that's it for now, Peter.
All right, and Chris Arjun just popped in saying hi, guys. I'm not sure you mentioned him.
Yeah. And, yeah, that's it.
All right, so let's bring in our friend Anu. Hey, Anu, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How you doing today, Peter?
I'm doing great. Hey, it's cool that, it's an interesting thing is you're an Atlanta fan, but you've got some sort of an interest in South Florida and Inter Miami because you follow what we do here, which is super, super cool. What made you kind of tune into what we do?
Well, I mean, I was very interested from the start, especially when David Beckham made the announcement of Inter Miami. And it kind of was around the same time when Atlanta also made the announcement. And, of course, Orlando was ready to start soon. And I really was looking forward to seeing soccer to be expanded down here in the Southeast like it should.
Yeah, for sure. Good stuff, Anu.
Very
and
cool.
I see you've got you're in the stadium right now. How's it feel to be in the stadium? It looks like there's people. There's no social distancing, I think, in there. How's it working out? And you have no mask on, so that's a lot of people in that stadium.
I wish it was, but it's only an old picture, man.
I mean, is there any talk about them allowing fans back into the Atlanta Stadium?
As of now, August and September, there's going to be no fans in the stadium for both Atlanta United and Atlanta Falcons games.
All right. Well, we know that Orlando is starting to allow fans in, so it makes you wonder, like, how many other cities, like South Florida, may follow or not. I mean, I think I was surprised when I heard Orlando was willing to do that because I thought all of Florida is considered like the hotbed, right? And it seems a little irresponsible, maybe, but. I'm curious to see how it goes because then maybe, Ed, you and I could get into Lockhart.
Oh, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it works out, Peter. I mean, it would be awesome if we could do it, but, we want to be as responsible as ever. I did see, at the game last night, there were a lot of people that showed up on the outside of the stadium. A lot of them were wearing masks, and I hope everybody was taking care of themselves because, that's an issue right there.
Yeah, I was just as shocked as you guys when I saw that Orlando was selling tickets. I mean, a lot of us Atlanta fans are pretty tempted to do it because, like I said, we're not going to be in that stadium for 2 months now. We don't know about November just yet or October.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be interesting. But anyways, let's talk a little bit about what happened over the weekend. Miami gets their first win. Ed, I mean, it was pretty exciting. I know everybody in the chat. Let's hear some of your excitement in the chat. what were your thoughts on that game just in general?
Well, I got to tell you, Peter, it was one of the things that I noticed is we're not holding onto the ball as much as I wish we did. I don't know if you saw the statistics, but Orlando had the ball like I think 60-70% of the time, and we had the like 30%. But we somehow, without possession, we still were able to get the win. So I think that's just, that says something. And we were able to capitalize on our momentum. Carranza was on fire. He got 2 goals in there. I think, as of now, I think we're good with him. I'm sure he's very confident. And Pizarro also looked great. He was, moving around quite a bit. But the possession thing is what I'm worried about, Peter. What did you think about it?
I didn't. I thought they were moving the ball quick. I had no problem with. I thought they. I know the possession went to Orlando, the percentage, but it didn't look like it to me in the first half. At least it felt to me as I'm watching it that Miami was definitely the better team. What my issue with the game was about the second half, and Anu, you watched the second half. Is they went into like a total bunker, right? At one point they had 5 people in the back, and we were just allowing Orlando to kind of hammer us a little bit. I wasn't on board with that. I hate when a team goes into a bunker defense. Play the same way you played in the first half. That's what got you, the goals. Don't. Sometimes you got to change it up a little bit, but I thought they went too much into that bunker and allowing Atlanta to really control that second half for the most part, especially near the end. I mean, near the end, we were getting hammered. Yeah. What do you think, Anu? What were your thoughts on the second half that you saw? Because I know you had to first watch your Atlanta, but then you switched over.
First off, you said Atlanta. I heard that. But also, I did kind of see what you're saying, that they hunkered back in that second half. It's like basically getting off the playbook off of Jose Mourinho, park the bus. Mm-hmm. But as for what Ed said about how there was barely any possession of Inter Miami, but they scored 3 goals, it's kind of the same thing how it was we had with Tata. I mean, when Tata was there, we hardly had that ball over, but we were always on the attack. Even if we're up like 2 or 3 goals, we'd be like, no, we want more. We want to keep scoring. That's how Atlanta was. That's why Atlanta was still very feared by many of the MLS teams.
Yeah. And let's see. Chris Arjun has a comment about that, saying Alonso became too defensive. He seems to be a little tentative and wanted to get 3 points at all cost. So,
yeah, I kind of agree with that.
I would agree.
They did get defensive for a little bit.
Yeah,
and our defense is still. I like the way LPG, is it? LPG, yeah.
LGP.
Ask
LGP,
the Atlanta guy. Ask the Atlanta guy.
Exactly, LGP. He looked solid, man. But it still looks like the defense, there's something missing because there's little mistakes going on in the back. And I like the way that he looked in there. Figal looked pretty interesting on the left. Who else do we have? As far as the defense, we have, of course, Reyes was in there as well. He's playing pretty well. I think he's pretty solid. But we still, there's something still in the back that we need. I think we're also needing that transition guy, which I think Matuidi is going to be once we get him to play, because I still see Ulloa and Trapp a little bit lost there. And your buddy Sweat was playing too, Peter.
Yeah, Sweat looked actually pretty good. He didn't look too bad. He had his best game with Miami. And, the thing is, I've ragged on Sweat a little bit. I was actually happy and excited when he became a player for Inter Miami because I thought he did well when he was in New York. And so I was like, hey, great. But then he didn't show that. And so maybe what we saw yesterday was hopefully what we could see more of moving forward, especially once, like you said, once Matuidi comes in and he helps with the defense, a little bit less pressure is on the defense, which then also may help free up Pizarro. Not that he gets very defensive, but I mean, he's having to do so much because Matuidi can go into the, being box to box. He can also get into the attack. So I think that will definitely, make a bit of a difference. But Sweat, I mean, he's surprised.
Yeah, and especially he got that assist with Carranza, and once again Carranza was on top of it. He disappears for certain periods. Pellegrini does the same thing. He disappears for certain periods, but I think they look good. I think the man of the match was it was Pizarro. He was everywhere, and he scored that last goal, which was which was the picture that you put on.
Yeah. I have a voicemail I want to get to because we have Ted is called again, and our weekly call from Ted. You never know what city he's from each week, but he's called in,
or who he is.
Or right, or who he is. Sometimes he's under disguise. So I want to get to, because he's actually talking a lot about what we're talking on. But as far as that goal from Pizarro, first off, it was beautiful. The way he first touched that in there. But how about that celebration? How about, what that reminds me of, Ed? And it's that Lockhart leap. Remember the Lockhart leap that was really kind of created in this later generation for Lauderdale Strikers. Players would jump into the arms of the awaiting fans behind the goal. Some of them might have chugged a beer or two, or during the celebration. I can't remember the player's name that did that, but I think it was one of the Brazilian guys we had. But yeah, he chugged the beer after the goal.
It was Chacho Coudet.
Okay, that's who it was. Yeah, that's something you could only do in the NASL or something like that. You're not going to get away with that in the MLS, but he did it, and it was awesome. So it was the Lockhart leap back again. I don't know if Pizarro knew the tradition, but it's back. I loved it.
Yeah, it was there.
All right, let's listen to Ted's voicemail here. Let's see.
This is Ted from Coral Gables, Florida. Coral Gables
this week.
Small city near Miami, in between Miami and South Miami. Anyway, I'm calling about the International Miami Club de Futbol match that I just watched on Channel 4, CBS Miami. I want to apologize to Julian Carranza because I did not think he was ready, and I had actually advocated for getting a new number 9. So the first few times he played, he just did not look like he even belonged on the pitch. He just looked out of place. But I should probably cut him some slack. He's young. He's in a new country, playing in a new league the first time. He looked way more confident up there today. It looked like a completely new player. Maybe we don't need a new number 9. Maybe he's the guy. I think after tonight's performance, I think he will. Both those finishes were very cool, very good finishes. Rodolfo Pizarro, fantastic player. Tonight he put on one of the best performances I've seen in the history of Lockhart. Not even joking. He was spectacular. The passes, the shots, the goal the volley he scored on, the celebration with the cardboard cutout. We are lucky to have this guy playing here. And once we get Matuidi in there, I think the way those guys run, both of them, they're just motors. They're always running. I think they're going to work out fantastic together. Lewis Morgan, very dangerous. Some of his crosses are a little bit aimless. Oh, by the way, I did did you guys notice Breck Shea with that Marseille turn at the end?
He looked good.
That little 360 move he did was kind of like Zidane. So I guess we could say that Breck Shea is as good as Zidane. Okay, have a good night.
Right.
Bye.
All right. Hey, Breck Shea, I mean, yeah, I was surprised when they brought Breck Shea off the bench. I was expecting to bring in somebody like Lee Win because he's been coming off the bench all the time. But they bring in Breck Shea. What a surprise there. And Breck Shea didn't look too bad. He had some good moves. It was like, on the ball. And I mean, he was right away making himself available. I mean, I liked what I saw from him. I was surprised.
Yeah, Morgan, he mentioned Morgan. He kind of disappeared at times, too.
Yeah.
It wasn't, I think, his best game.
No, and I thought his I wouldn't have said he was dangerous last game. His crosses were off and stuff like that. I thought it was definitely his worst game, but it doesn't mean he was a bad player. What's curious is what do you think about? Pellegrini, I'm still bugged a little bit about him because I'm expecting a lot, right? I want him to be our, kind of like what they did in Atlanta, So bring up some young South American players, sell them off, stuff like that. That's what I'm hoping for him. But he always looks, I don't know, he's so young, he should be in shape. But at the second half, he looks gassed. I thought that was the case in the preseason when they were playing against Tampa Bay Rowdies, and it still looks like that. He runs around the field a lot, but doesn't always accomplish a whole lot. Although, he looked pretty good in the game, but he had to come out. He's not a 90-minute player, which is a surprise.
Yeah, because he's young, and you'd expect a lot more. What did you think anew of Pellegrini? What player for you kind of stood out when you were watching the game?
I'm about to botch this guy's name. Carranza. Okay. Yeah, Carranza really, really stood out for me a bit. I think he's your youngest DP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
he's not a DP, right?
No, he's not. He's not a DP. He just under. We squeezed that one in. He's just under. I think. What is he? I forgot how much he makes, but he not a DP.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get what I'm saying. He's a great striker there with the brace. I also would say this is that I'm so jealous you guys have Ray Hudson down there because I was watching the game.
How about that call?
Oh my gosh, the Ray Hudson call was amazing. That's the only thing I'm jealous of because of it.
You heard what he said? He said Bizarro Pizarro. It was so funny, man. We got to get that clip.
While I was watching, I was like tempted to take out my phone and start taking notes of some of his catchphrases that he said because he said so many good ones, and I was afraid I would forget them, and of course I did. But there were just like so many like funny little catchphrases that he said that were amazing. He is such a hidden gem. I don't understand why he's not really working for a bigger, working on like ESPN and calling more of these games. I know he does big stuff. Being, doing the Spanish league and stuff like that. And maybe it's a choice of his so he could stay local because he works for BN Sports.
He loves South Florida, so he doesn't want to go anywhere. He's always telling us is to the Venice. What was it that he used to say? The Venice of South Florida, or
he says something like Fort Lauderdale is like the Venice of I don't know. Yeah. But he loves the Fort Lauderdale beach for sure. But man, it was so much fun listening to Ray. It was great. At one point he has to cut off Kaylin. I forget her name. Because it was some excitement happening and stuff like that. He is just so good. Mm-hmm. That's like, if you think about it anew, that might have been the best draft pick or best DP that Inter Miami got.
The Ray Hudson. I believe you on that. There's really no other commentator I know in the other local MLS markets who are as good as Ray Hudson. So, it was a very great signing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Sure. Mm-hmm. All right, so hang on a second. We got a new voicemail. I was notified that we got a new voicemail. So let's go and play this, guys.
Hey, Peter, Ed, and Anu. Welcome from Atlanta. We look forward to hopefully beating you. We're not happy with you guys because you broke a lot of our fusion records, especially your Martinez, I believe, is whipping all my Diego Serna number 17 records, like the hat tricks that he shared with Stern John. And he had about 10 records that stood for like 15 years. Between you and LA, a lot of the records are falling. But now we have our new Inter Miami to make new records. Ed and Peter, I think especially Peter, we need to apologize to Paul McDonough because we threw him out under the bus. We need to take him out from under that bus where we had him. And I think we also should appreciate Jorge Mas for his wisdom on sticking with the team, as well as Marcelo Clary for creating the team. Oh yeah, that Beckham guy for trying to do some recent marketing. So I think things are turning around and we look forward to great things. Great show as always. And I knew you seemed great, but we're going to try to beat you on Wednesday. Love you guys. Bye.
All right, Anu, do you think I owe Paul McDonough an apology?
I mean, it's too early to tell.
Exactly. One game. And all I said to him was, do better. And I questioned some, that's all. I just question. I don't throw anybody under the bus. Come on, One World. I just say do better. Do better. And, it's too early. It's too early to tell. Let's see, review him a little further along. Give him a few more games. After we beat Atlanta, which is, probably going to happen. Then we can discuss. Hey, let's talk a little bit about Atlanta. We're about that halfway mark, Ed. Anu, what happened to the coaching situation? First, he's gone, and now you got what's his name, Glass, as the interim coach. The Dutchman didn't quite work out in Atlanta. There was what happened there?
Honestly, I really do think that you got to take this back to October. You got to take this back to October 2018, right when we're about to get into the playoffs and everything. And we were devastated when we heard Tata didn't renew his contract for Atlanta United, which left us with only just a few short months. But actually, really think about it, a few short weeks to get a new manager, because we were playing up to December with MLS Cup. So, I mean, for us to get Frank de Boer in such a short notice, kind of got us, we don't know about this, because we were thinking about, we're going to try to get Schelotto down there with Boca Juniors and bring him up. But then LA Galaxy basically just won up to say, no, we're going to go ahead and take him from you. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, Frank, put in a little bit of the defensive scheme into the things with high possession football, but it just wasn't like how it was with Tata with this attacking football we have. I mean, we got 2 trophies out of it, but also the thing is though, you already were seeing the frustration with the players, especially LGP. He was very open about it.
Thank you.
Very open about it, and then there was also an article that came from The Athletic talking about how some players were actually walking out of the practice pitch.
I read about that.
Yeah, and it just goes to show you that Frank was just not the right pick at all.
Yeah, you got a question right from the very beginning. It's a very Latin team. And I just read an article, I think it was on The Athletic, where they were interviewing. I mean, he's already back living in Holland, I think. I mean, he left Atlanta instantly. He's he didn't want to stick around because he didn't want to have to explain this to fans, right? So they said they mutually agreed. He was fired. But he had mentioned that the front office wanted a more European coach, and that's why they went after him, because going after, there's so many American fans like that form of football. And so I guess that makes sense from a marketing standpoint. But when your team is mostly Latino, I don't get it. There's going to be a culture clash. And there definitely was.
I mean, yeah, you got yes, a lot of the people in the United States, we follow European football, especially the Premier League. And I know, they said they wanted a European coach to bring in that European style. But when you already sat through 2 years and you're watching this kind of attacking football, I mean, that's the kind of football which, to be honest with you, I would wake up in the morning and I'd be like, I want to watch Premier League. But it's just just defensive style, all that stuff. And then after the match is done, I drive all the way to Atlanta to go and watch Atlanta United play, and all I'm seeing is just quick. I mean, we just had that South American style that was well needed in the MLS.
Yeah, they should have stuck with it, right? You think they should bring some South American to coach?
A lot of people are saying that. I have my friend Dr. Pedro Fales. Shout out to him. He's from Costa Rica. So he's talking heavily about getting a South American coach.
What names have been rumored? Beside,
we just got this new rumor about this U17 coach from the Paraguay national team. He's the one who trained with Eric, who managed Eric Lopez.
Okay.
Down there. That's the newest rumor in the mill. But other than that, it's just a lot of names being thrown out there. I mean, the first thing I remember people were coming out, I was like, we should get Pochettino from Argentina. I was like, no, we're not getting Pochettino. And of course, my friend, Dr. Fallis, he's talking about we should try to get that coach from River Plate.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, how do you feel like the team is playing now? So, okay, they've made the change. They've got the interim coach. I watched the first half of the Atlanta-Nashville game. Didn't get a chance to watch the second half, but I saw that first goal by Pitti, and it was a really great goal. So how do you feel like the team is currently playing, since they came back after the MLS's back tournament?
Well, if you go back to, I think a couple of days ago, I read an article on 30 South Soccer, and they were interviewing Stephen Glass, and when he was talking about what you want to do with Pitti, he was talking about, let's say he was looking through old game tapes of him playing down at River Plate, and he wanted to make sure that Pitti gets to play in his natural form, how he used to be down there. And I believe that from him, what he did that Saturday, he let him play like how he wants to play. And that's why, Pitti hit him with the brace,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. With the brace. One thing I was also surprised about Stephen Glass was that, when he introduced the starting 11, a lot of us are pretty mad about because we didn't see the names that we were expecting to see. Some were on the bench. Barco was injured, I heard.
Right.
We don't really know much about that. But also, I think he's also holding players off because we're right now at the point where games are going to be stacked on top against us. Going to be trying to finish the season quickly and with getting the playoffs and everything. So we're trying to rotate our players out. But get ready for Wednesday because we're coming with the fire.
So
No.
so you think you got a chance?
I mean, yeah, we got a chance, but also I'm not going to say. I mean, Miami ain't no slouch either. Miami ain't no slouch. Of course, we saw what Orlando was capable of. It just shows you that some of us some of the other teams are starting to catch on to us, even though we were like light years ahead of everybody. So,
and you've earned the chance to be a little cocky. We'll say that. You guys have definitely earned that. So go ahead, gloat a little bit right now, and let's just hope Inter Miami does well. I mean, Ed, what do you think? How do you think Inter Miami is going to stack up against Atlanta? Like, I'm ready to be all in, cocky, and everything like that. But again, it was only one game. It was a good game. They played well. They still have some problems in the defense, like you said. But I think overall it looked better. But they like that first goal that we against that Orlando scored. The defense was just kind of a mess there. LGP got beat and fell a little bit, and then the ball
guy had 3 shots, Peter.
Right.
He had 3 shots right there. So it was tough, to see that the defense giving those shots away. But I think we've got a chance, Peter. Yeah, we're maybe being a little bit optimistic because it's our first win and we're going to play in our house again. I think Carranzo's going to be he's going to be focused because he's got all that confidence now. He scored 2 goals in a row. So I think we're going to be looking good in that sense. But plus Atlanta didn't do that well in the tournament, in the Disney tournament that they had.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have a lot of confidence going in because we did beat the second best team in that tournament. So, the MLS's back tournament. So
yeah, and that's we'll find out. We'll find out if. And I said that I think last week was Orlando's tournament a fluke? Was it just a good run in a tournament? And
what do you think? Was it a fluke?
I mean, you guys have played Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta has played Orlando a lot more than we have. So, yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, they're the daddy of Orlando. That's for sure.
Yeah, Joseph the father. You already know what it is. I mean, to be honest, really, like for Orlando, they've been spending for so long. They've been, going through coach after coach, 2 different owners, obviously, and Oscar Pereira. I mean,
He's legit.
Pereira was the right guy.
Yep.
Was definitely the right guy for them. They're playing in such a different flow that I've seen before, and that's why I think the run of the MLS back tournament wasn't a fluke. It was them proving themselves that we're not that team anymore. We're not that laughing stock like we do. Because I mean, one of the things we love about Orlando is one. I mean, they have a great pitch, obviously, but also we laugh like hell against. I mean, laugh at them like all the time because they lose to us every single time, except those 2 ties.
Speaking of a pitch, as I was watching, the Atlanta's pitch is just horrible to look at.
Yeah,
it's a great stadium. It's a great stadium, but that the grass just doesn't. There's some turf that photographs well, but that one just doesn't. It looks terrible.
We all saw it, and we all agreed that it was terrible. I think they weren't maintaining it since March.
It looks beat up.
Yeah. We haven't been maintaining it since March because, like I said, we only played one. We did our home opener March 7th, while you guys were in DC, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, while you guys were in DC, and then after that, the season got suspended, and we were just like up the creek without a paddle, be like, oh, okay, so what are we gonna do?
All right, hey, there's One World, One Goal has something to say. It says anew, Miami used to be called the Dirty South. Then it went to be an Atlanta thing, was in a song. So she's saying basically, you guys stole the Dirty South from us.
That sounds like a good idea for a derby.
The Dirty South.
Yeah. Oh, that is a great name.
So we just skip Orlando, and it's the derby between Atlanta and Miami, and it's the Dirty South. I like it.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I'm just gonna even throw this down is the way they format the phase one of the schedule is very beneficial, especially for us teams here in the Southeast. It's gonna really help, the rivalries grow a bit, especially with the fans.
Yeah.
I mean, I was up there in Nashville for the home opener for Nashville versus Atlanta, and the fans up there were really great to us. They were very thankful because they were like, "Oh man, this is gonna be so fun. Us going up to Nashville, they come down to Atlanta. It was gonna be great." And of course, I was looking forward to seeing Miami play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, see us play in Miami. I get that chance this week, but it's also, it was a perfect opportunity for these regional rivalries to grow. And as for One World, One Goal, she gets the credit for the Dirty South Derby, if she wants to put it down like that, isn't it?
Yeah, people are enjoying the title there. Joseph Jeem likes it. Jason Weiss is calling it the Dirty Derby. Then Joseph Jeem says hashtag Dirty South Derby. So it's catching on. They like it in the chat. So
Judge, I think what was it? I called the Nashville Atlanta thing. I was calling it the Old Town Road Derby based on that song that Lil Nas X did with Billy Ray Cyrus. It was like they're the country capital. We're the rap capital of the South. So it kind of goes hand in hand. But Dirty South Derby, let's do it.
Yeah. And she's One World's asking if that was a Rick Ross thing. She's not sure.
Well, it might be. They're saying maybe it's going to be called the Mosquito Derby with Miami versus Orlando.
Yeah, that's what Judge Dredd is pushing. I still like El Tropico.
Yeah,
I'm going for that.
I don't know about El Tropico.
I mean,
it doesn't sound right.
I mean, it sounds funny. I like funny.
Because it kind of
think
sounds like Tráfico, but it's tropical.
Hey, look,
Tropical.
the LA teams don't like the El Trafico name. They don't want to use it. So okay, fine. We'll take it, but change it around a little bit. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. All right. Well, because it's better than Sunshine Classico that some people are throwing around.
I mean, just give it time. I mean, you already played only 2 games already.
I know.
Yeah, you only played 2 games already, so it's gonna be, eventually it's gonna blossom here and there. I think the fact that you guys now have a split within the rivalry, it's now gonna be the next one is gonna be like all for the marbles and everything. So whoever wins, gets the bragging rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll play them again September 12th in Orlando. So just showing the next few games on the screen. So we got Atlanta, obviously, on Wednesday. Then on the 30th, we're at Nashville. Then again, we're at Atlanta again on the 2nd. And then we're traveling a lot, So it's like, just the first 2 games are at home, and then we're on the road.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's good for they wanted at least the team to get acquainted in their facilities
throwing us a bone a little bit by giving us like the league is like, Miami, we want you to be good. So, we're going to give you the best opportunity to play your first 2 home games at home, get yourself in a roll. Like Carranza, like people are saying, like that was a good question that Ted said. We're saying how Carranza wasn't good enough. We need a number 9. We need a real number 9. And look at Carranza after that Orlando game. Do we still need a number 9 when we're talking about the new DP that they're going to sign? There's been talk about it being a winger or a forward. Do we still feel like we need that number 9 with Carranza looking that good? And of course, it might be, just like I said earlier, just too early.
I mean, when I see that from what you guys are saying, it's like you guys have it's like a lot of the Miami fans are just having this mindset, like they want to go,
big,
guns blazing, like Atlanta. I mean, I kind of see how it is because our first game we lost. I think we lost 3-1 to New York Red Bulls, and then the very next game we blow Minnesota out of the water 6-1. Next thing you know, we're like that. We became that team that you don't want to mess with.
Yeah.
For Miami, I kind of believe in the philosophy of what David Beckham says. It was not all built in one night, because I remember he said that the day after, I think it was like the day of or the day after, you guys got kicked out of the tournament.
Yeah.
And I'm just telling you, Inter Miami fans, be patient. It's all gonna come. You guys have a great setup with the ownership group. You have a great crop of players, and honestly, I say give it maybe let them work out this year, and then just start over again next year. Because of course, it's it's all screwy, man. Because of this whole COVID situation, man.
That's true, man. It's been tough for us, but especially because we haven't been able to see all these games. But now, hopefully we'll get to watch the games in person. I'm hoping that'll work out, Peter. What do you think?
I don't know. I guess we got to wait and see what Orlando does and how well it goes and stuff like that. If there are any reported cases after Orlando hosts and things like that. Well, I guess you got to see. I would imagine, maybe phase 2, right? So we're clearly not going to have any games we're not going to have any fans in the Wednesday game, and then they're on the road, and then it's phase 2. So maybe you see some in phase 2, maybe in November, October, as early. I don't know. I think October may still be too soon. Maybe in November. I don't know. But something to what Anu said is that sure, maybe we need to give it more time, but the South Florida fan, I don't know if it's any different in Atlanta, but the South Florida fan is not patient. And we've seen, if you read online comments and things like that, you've seen several people already jumping off the bandwagon. And I guess you could say we don't need them, right? If you give up that easily, we don't need you. But the South Florida sports fan is a tough sports fan. You don't win, they don't show up. They jump off the bandwagon. It's a tough sports town. And so, when you look at, the other sports in the league and what's happened to them as far as playing in front of empty stadiums when you're bad, which seems like all of our teams are bad, you're just scared of that kind of happening down here. And the fans are fickle down here. And so, yeah, I've seen a lot of comments online of people getting upset and they're like, this team sucks and all that. And I mean, we already got one of our guys here, Superior 7, saying, and I'm not saying you're Superior 7, I'm not saying you're jumping off the bandwagon, but, people aren't happy. He says, we need a better goalkeeper. There's times when I would agree with you. He's made some mistakes, but he's their team captain. They're not getting rid of him.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'm just gonna just throw it out it's kind of somewhat the same here in Atlanta. Because I remember when the Falcons lost, of course, the Super Bowl, blew the lead. Just a lot of people weren't happy, and I was watching these Falcons games, and the stands would be filled to the brim with a lot of road fans. It was even a Miami Dolphins game where I saw more Dolphins fans in the stands than I did with Atlanta Falcons fans, and it just shows the people, those fans are being pretty frequent. I was saying it's not going to happen in Atlanta. It's never going to happen in Atlanta. It came to Atlanta. It came to Atlanta United, and I still remember it was April. I think it was April 20th. We played against FC Dallas, and we were down by 2 goals, and I watched like a mass amount of fans leave the stands on the 80th minute.
Wow.
It was probably one of the most maddening things I ever seen in my life. I was angry. I was very angry. I was cussing out the people who were leaving and say, just if you don't have that energy, just leave. You're clowns. That's it. And wow. And yes, of course, like how you said, the Miami fans are very impatient. I kind of saw that with the Heat. Mm-hmm. With the Heat and the Marlins, Dolphins, the U.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. In the chat, we're getting several people that are saying, and I don't agree with you, saying that we don't need bandwagon fans. The true Inter Miami faithful have been rewarded, still here even when we're bad. Lessons learned from following Arsenal for over a decade. One goal, I think, is more in line with me, where she says, we do need the casual fan, though, Judge, to build the respect of the team and the community for TV ratings. Yeah, you need the bandwagon fans, because you need everybody. You need as many fans as you could get, because there's just not, we have a good diehard fan base, but you need everybody. You need the casual fans. You want everybody in the South to be a Miami fan. Everybody south of Orlando, at least, to be a Miami fan. And so, I think you definitely need the casual. You don't want to cater to the casual fan, because that's what MLS did the first 20 years maybe, is catering to that casual fan way too much. You don't want to do that either, but you need them. You definitely need them.
Peter, some of the guys are in the chat room, they're mentioning Cavani again. I noticed, by the way, talk about number 9s that we're supposedly going to get.
Yeah.
I noticed behind you, there is a picture of Messi in the uniform.
Oh, yeah. Put him in, because I had to hang the picture of Messi because there's a lot of talk. There was a lot of rumors. There's and that's kind of like, our dream, I guess, if you will, a little bit. But MLS back tournament's over, so I had to take that picture down and put up a picture of Messi. He's kind of the dream. The owners have kind of put out there that this is what the kind of player that they're going after. The rumor was that Beckham has given him a call. I mean, look, I don't think he's coming, but yeah. Right. I threw a picture of him up there.
Expensive right now.
Yeah.
We might get him when he's 40.
40.
Yeah. I did see something. I forgot. I think it was doing Friday, on Friday or Saturday. But I did read that the contract talks have broken down between Cavani and Benfica.
Yeah, I read that too.
I think Cavani was asking for about 10 million euros a year, and Benfica said, "Well, no, we're not going to do it." So Cavani is still a free agent. But you guys do have some competition because Leeds is also looking at them. Leeds United, who just been promoted.
Right.
Jose 305 says Luis Suarez. So we know there was reports. I mean, they've talked to him a couple of times. There's reports that they're talking to him again. I saw something on some website. They're talking to Luis Suarez again.
I mean, look, I'm just gonna throw this out there.
All right.
I never really talked to many Miami fans, but since I'm on this platform, I'm just gonna say it.
Go for
Miami fans, I'm just telling you straight up. Quit looking at Europe. Just quit looking at Europe. Europe is not where you need to get stars. It's Central South America, man. You see what Atlanta did. Did Atlanta go out and get, a European star out of the blue? No, we did get Joseph Martinez, but he was that only guy. But Tito Villalba, Miguel Almiron,
South America.
LGP, Yamil Assad. I'm trying to the names just popped in my head. All those guys came from South America, and they came in hungry because they want to get better.
They want to go to Europe.
Hey, and I agree with what Joseph Jeem is saying here. Is the problem is we need the marketing. So I agree. Is that we definitely winning will fill the stands, right? But we definitely need that marketable face. I think Miami is got the glitz and the glamour, and it's kind of expected. Especially the ownership kind of put it out there that to expect those type of players. And so I would agree. We need a little glitz. We need a little glamour. Not a lot. But one player, I guess, would do. So there was some talk here. One World, One Goal was asking, what about all the big names that fell apart in the Champions League? Neymar, CR7, Messi, etc. Maybe someone will come as the number 9. I don't know. We shall see. Judge Dredd is saying something about Barca falling apart. We could get Suarez and maybe a few others. Well, we're not getting a few others. But I'm going to just stay realistic and say we should look around the globe. Have heard of a few names, but from African nations that are good.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, and One World, One Goal says the same thing. We were promised big stars. We had Valderrama. We just need one. So we need Inter Miami's Valderrama. Maybe Matuidi can be that, at least on the field. He's not the marketable name, but maybe on the field he shows out and becomes that kind of marquee player. But they still have some spots to fill.
That was a great sign up, by the way. The fact that you're able to get him under TAM money, it was a great pickup. You didn't have to waste a DP spot or anything. No. I hope the visa things pull through. Maybe who's your lawyer again?
Federico Vargas. Federico Vargas, he's in the chat. He's somewhere in there. Let's get him on it.
You should give him a call. You should give him a call. Connect the dots. Try to get him to come to America faster.
Hurry it up.
Yeah, call up Federico.
Yeah, let's get Federico on the case. And I agree with Carlos in that we need to play with 2 strikers. So get a number 9 and keep Carranza on the field at the same time. I'm not the biggest fan of one striker, up top. I prefer a more traditional 2-striker format.
Yeah. I kind of like that too. It would be kind of cool to see Carranza play with somebody else.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think Alonso likes to play. He's got his system. I think he likes to play with only one forward. So
it seems to be the case.
Coming back from the Mexican teams that he coached for, Monterrey, Pachuca, he played with basically the same system that he's playing now. So he's a believer in his own system, but it's it could be readable by other coaches. They just look back at the formations that he used before, Peter. So we'll see what happens.
All right, we got a question here for you, Anu. Joseph Jeem is asking, what do you think, Anu, about Pity Martinez's development? Is he a bust? Heavy breathing, heavy sighs. Not a quick answer. He's got to think about this one. Look at that. He's pained a little bit with this question. It's not an easy slam dunk answer.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Tension is building.
I mean, I admit though, man, we were very hyped when it happened because the moment he was announced, I mean, we were talking smack to everyone saying we putting the MLS on notice.
Yeah, you got the guy.
Even some people were calling foul, saying that we're not abiding to the salary cap and anything. Like, no, we follow the salary cap. The only problem is that we actually did better than what your team pulled off. You know. But as for Pity,
is he a bust?
Dude.
Is he a bust? Hey, look, he scored in the Nashville game. In the Nashville game. It looks good. It was a good goal.
I think he's a bust.
Oh,
sorry.
he's a bust. he's not worth the money.
He really wasn't. He really wasn't, because I was thinking when we brought him in. I mean, you're bringing in the South American Player of the Year.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I watched him play in the. I mean, I went to like one of the local pubs just so I can watch the Copa Libertadores final, because I was already hearing how crazy that thing was going. And I'm seeing this Pity Martinez and everyone saying, oh, he's going to come to Atlanta. He's going to come to Atlanta. I said, all right, let me watch him. He played phenomenal over there. But him coming here to Atlanta, and I mean, he just really couldn't gel with Frank de Boer. I mean,
nobody
I don't know
could
what
though.
Was going on.
Nobody could.
And he talks about he wants to go to Europe. I said, I mean, if you want to go to Europe, you got to put in the work. And the reason why I'm saying he's a bust is, I mean, I look at Miguel Almiron. Miguel Almiron came in day one.
Looked great.
I want to go to Europe. Tata said, I can get you there as long as you put in the work.
Right.
He put in the work every single game. Even at Newcastle, still puts in the work, even if he plays for such a horrible team.
Yeah, Jazz Fusion is saying we have to see how he looks under the new coach for a while. Yeah, because he may be completely different under whoever the new coach is.
Yeah. Stephen Glass.
Well, no, but I mean whoever's the permanent coach. Not forget.
Yeah.
You know, how long is Stephen Glass going to hold down the job? You know, you never know. It could be the rest of the season, and if he does well, maybe he becomes the permanent coach. But
Darren Eales did say he's the president of Atlanta United. By the way, he also there was also the fact that when he was with Tottenham, he tried to attract Frank de Boer out of his job at Ajax to be the manager at Tottenham. Didn't go too well, but he did explain that Stephen Glass will be the interim coach throughout the rest of the season, possibly because they want to get the coach to be acquainted into the system probably by the time the year starts in 2021.
All right. Hey, well, let's start wrapping up the show. We're getting to near the end. Ed, yeah, you got something to give away.
Well, we've got the T-shirts. One like this one, but it's a brand spanking new one.
Right.
And that was donated to us by One World, One Goal.
Thank you very much.
And she, thanks for the support. And she got it, of course, at Caneswear. And the winner of that shirt.
Drum roll, please. Drum roll.
Well, Peter, believe it or not, Federico Vargas.
What? How about that? That's awesome. I mean, he's rewarded. He's rewarded.
Federico Vargas, gets the T-shirt. He was the one that did he predicted it was going to be 3-2, and sure enough, that was the score. So our lawyer gets the T-shirt.
How about that? All right. Well, it was an honest competition. So whoever did it, One World, One Goal is sending you a message there, Ed, for you to read. So we're going to give somebody else.
Federico's right there too. So.
Yeah, congratulations, Federico. So let's do this again. Let's do it again. You know, we Spanish Bull has been kind enough to give us some donations that in the last few live chats. I don't see him in tonight, but Spanish Bull is an Orlando fan that, if I remember correctly, he's married to an Inter Miami fan. So there's if I get that correct, but he's an Orlando fan that's supporting us and has asked to, he's donated some money. And so what we're going to do with his is we are going to give a gift card to Caneswear. So we're going to give away a $25 gift card to Caneswear. So anybody can win it. And we don't have to, you and I don't have to worry about shipping. I've already reached out to Caneswear, and we will organize how you will receive your gift card through email, right? And I know this works because my father sent me a gift card to Caneswear for Christmas. I think it was Christmas.
Wow.
Or whatever it was.
Deal.
Maybe it was my birthday. I think it was my birthday back in May. I don't remember when it was, but
So what did they do, Peter? They'll give the score for the Atlanta game?
That's it. Yeah, let's do the same thing. Let's put at the end of this video, after the live is over, go into the chat and post
Not the chat, in the comments.
In the comments, post what you think the score will be. How badly will Inter Miami beat up on the Five Stripes?
What do you think? What do you think, Anu?
I'm about to walk out of this thing.
Hang up on you guys.
You're gonna walk out and drop the mic. I'm done with you guys.
I mean, seriously, sheesh, it's gonna be tough. I'm just gonna go for a 3-3.
Whoa, 3-3. A lot of goals.
Scoring game. Yeah. It could be, man.
It could be. So I wasn't, when I gave my prediction last week, I wasn't convinced that we could score 3 goals in a game, right? So now I saw we actually can, and we definitely could give them up because our defense is still a work in progress. I think LGP still needs some time. And they put Figal into a new position. He's played that position a couple times, but I don't know if that's his best. So, they're still tinkering around with that. Wake up, Anu. It's not that late.
Oh, come on.
And so, and those of you that are putting your predictions in this chat, they do not apply. So you got to wait till the video's over and put it in the comments so that, everybody has a fair shot. Right. And because guys, also these chats kind of disappear. Like the chat here, if you watch it back, you'll see the chats, when you're watching, but it's not like saved, and so it's just easier for us to give it away through if you put it in the comments of the finished video that is uploaded.
Right, and I was going to mention, Peter, that we also gave away in the Spanish show a Miami United shirt.
Cool.
That Ricky Ricardo got, and the score for that one. If you guys go to that video, you put the score for the Nashville game. You guys put the score on that one. So. Okay. That'll work out.
All right, sounds good. So good luck to everybody, and you'll get a Caneswear gift card. That way, it's easy for you to shop. You can shop online, or you can shop at the store. Your call, and we don't have to ship anything. So I like that. So shipping is not your best forte. It's not your best thing. Shipping.
Well, it did take me a couple of weeks to get a T-shirt out to somebody. Oh, the hat actually.
A hat, right? It took a little while. It took a little while. So this is a better option. And the great thing is you're going to get $25 from Caneswear, but you might see something that's, that's a little bit more, but you'll just look at it like, hey, it's a discount, right? So it's like you've got $25 off, whatever. Like, look, you could go in, so much is reduced in price there. And I just want to read because this is a short time offer. So before we finish the show, let me read this offer again. That at Caneswear.com, the Inter Miami CF jersey sale is going on until 8/24, right? So that's tomorrow evening, and the authentic away jersey is $50 off. All other home and away jerseys are 25% off. So $50 off on the black one, and Caneswear will price match any guarantees. So if you find a lower price at a local store or online retailer, competitor, or anything like that, including shipping and delivery fees. Just show them the competitor's current ad, and they will match the price at time of sale. I probably should be wearing my glasses to read this. It's a little hard to see, fellas. I'm getting old.
Yeah, I see your.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there struggling here, guys. They will match the price at the time of the sale or refund the difference within 3 days of your Caneswear purchase. So great offers from our friends at Caneswear. Anu, Ed, thank you so much for spending some time with me tonight. It was a lot of fun. Thank you to everybody in the chat. It was a lot of fun. We will have to do this again next time we play Atlanta.
Well, Anu was almost falling asleep.
I know, we're boring him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think because my house is super cold right now due to it's Atlanta. It's dry heat, so
okay.
It's dry heat, so it can get to you. I mean, I would say, I do thank for the people's questions on the chat, especially all the "It's talking from one world, one goal."
Yeah.
One. Yeah. I also, one of the things I really was saddened by the most was that because of the whole pandemic, I wasn't able to come down there. I had my Airbnb, I had my airline tickets ready. I was going to come down there and meet, hang out down there in Fort Lauderdale. It just kind of sucks. And, I really hope that next season comes around and I'll be able to come down there and, and meet with everyone,
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great.
Sure.
We're glad to see you down here. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Like this video. I see we have 14 likes, but there should be more. There's a lot more people in this chat. So click that thumbs up. It helps us. And we will talk to you next week. And Chris Arjun says, Anu fell asleep. Good night, everybody. Go to sleep.
Oh. All right. Oh, that was great. That was really great.